All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruchakudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation and much love to you, Akim, out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. And I just want to do a quick video on hold on, actually. A quick video on this event that I witnessed last night. Pretty much do a testimony on it, and then go into some scriptures of Lord's will, what's to come this year. All right, because this happened about 1 o'clock in the morning, right after I had just finished watching the elder apostles go live. All right, after Apostle Tahar deemed it 2019, the year Karagma. All right, and then I was with a brother, and I actually got a little 20-second footage of it. You know, so lucky I didn't have my phone when it happened. All right, what happened was it was a chariot, but I didn't have my phone on me. I had to run inside and get it, and the chariot was still there when I came back outside. But I'll explain that in a second. But what happened was we had just finished watching the apostles go live, so the brother was departing, and as he's leaving, I go get my dogs. Okay, and well, let me just. All right, so I go outside, take the dogs outside real quick, and then as I'm looking up at the sky, because you know usually when I take my dogs out, I'll look up at the sky. If brothers seen my previous videos, it's not the first time I've seen a chariot out here. Okay, but this one was no doubt a chariot from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That was one of his angels. Okay, ain't no question about it. If I Salakia. If I would have had my camera and recorded the whole thing, okay, you would well understand why I say this. But I'll explain what happened leading up to this video. So I'm just staring up at the sky, and I see I'm talking about a huge amber light in the sky. All right, right where I'm gonna place this thing over. All right, so I'm gonna use this as the chariot. All right, the Mobizen symbol, this little M. Okay, so there was a big light up here. All right, it was an amber light, orange type light, and it was zooming. It was coming from the east. All right, the right side of the screen where this is the east. All right, and it was coming. It was like almost a shooting star, but it was huge. It was probably literally was probably the same size of this little icon right here, and it was coming like this from the east going towards the west, and then it just came to a halt. It just stopped. I'm talking about it was moving quick, and then it just stopped right here in midair. And and when it stopped, it just started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, and that's when I ran inside, grabbed my phone. I grabbed my phone and started recording, and this is what you're gonna see here. This is so the amber light just started. It was a big ass light when it was moving, and then when it stopped, it just started shrinking. And I'm talking about it stopped on a dime, all right? And it was going fast as hell, and it just stopped, and then started shrinking. And then, so right here in this video, you see the glare, okay? You can see the glare of that street light right here to the right. And that light that's going across, all right, the screen, it pretty much points right at the chariot as it's shrinking, all right? It pretty much highlights it. So you're going to see, the chariot in the midst of that beam of light coming from the street, the glare of the street lamp, okay? And then you are going to see some red lights at the bottom flashing on and off. Those are just those telephone towers, all right? They're there every night. All right, so without further ado, here's the video. You see these three little lights right here? You got 1, 2, 1, 2, and then there's one right above the roof. Those are the telephone poles. Now, where the play symbol is, and where Salakia, and look at the beam of light. All right, look at this beam of light right here. That's where the chariot's gonna be. You'll see it. You see it? I zoomed in on it. That's it right there, and it's getting smaller and smaller. It just keeps going smaller and smaller. Okay. It just keeps getting smaller and smaller. Alright, so, and then that's when I cut it off. And then I took my dogs back inside, let them inside. And when I turned back around, it's gone, completely gone. And I just fell to my knees and started praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, started praising his name outside. The spirit just dropped me. I fell to my knees and it started, giving all praises to him, man. I didn't care who if people were watching or what, nothing, because there was still people outside shooting fireworks. But this, my friend, was no firework. Okay, this was going sideways. It stopped on a dime and started shrinking until it just disappeared. All right, this was no firework. This was no plane. This was nothing Esau's technology, because the way it was moving and it stopped on a dime. That's something that chariots do. Okay, but this was a good omen. This was about 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, 2019, January 1st, the year of Charagma. So this is a good sign of things to come, Lord's will, this year. All right, so I'm just going to get a couple precepts of Lord's willing what's going to come this year. This is Zephaniah 3:17. Yahweh, thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. All right, so Lord's will, okay? I don't want Ratazah. This is the year of our delivery, Akim. This is the Lord's will. This is it. All right. All right, the mark of the beast is coming. We're going to do a video on that later, Lord's will. Okay, things are getting heated up. All right, the tensions amongst the nations are getting heated up. The prophecies are coming. All right. Verse 18, I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. All right, so the Lord's going to gather those that are sorrowful. All right, the ones that are sighing and crying for all the abominations in the midst thereof, which is us, the prophets. Verse 19, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Lord's will, this is the year that the Lord's going to bring us praise and fame in the lands that where we were scattered. All right, in all the lands that we were scattered, beginning with the North America. All right, this is it, Akim. That was a beautiful sight that I seen, man. I was talking to the brother earlier about it. I was getting goosebumps just talking about it. All right, this is going down, man. Lord's will this year. Verse 20, at that time will I bring you again, even the time that I gather you. See, so the Lord, how is the Lord going to gather us? He's going to gather us with those so-called UFOs, man. Okay, the Lord's going to gather us with those so-called UFOs, what people ignorantly call UFOs, which are the chariots of the Lord, the instruments of our salvation. All right, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh. So, come on, man. We couldn't ask for nothing greater than this. And our enemies are going to behold us. All right, I had a couple precepts, but, the spirit is moving right now. It's going a different direction. But, hey, that's how it works. Let's go to, what am I looking for? Oh, Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And you're seeing this right now. All right, the righteous men standing out there on the highways and byways, presenting their lives as a living sacrifice. Okay, we're standing boldly in those that afflicted us. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. See what? See our salvation. All right, they're going to be troubled with terrible fear. Because when people, your average state person sees the chariots, they bug out. So imagine when there's the skies filled with them beaming up brothers, man. Beaming up men, women, and children. And you don't get called up in there. Of course you're going to be in fear. All right, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. So they're going to be amazed at our salvation, because it's going to be in through what people ignorantly call UFOs, because they've been programmed and brainwashed to think it's little green goblins in there, and they think it's watching too much movies, man. Not with a spiritual eye though. So it's going to be a beautiful salvation unto us, but it's gonna be a strange salvation unto them that do not make it onto the chariots. But this was a good sign, brothers. We got a lot of good. The first hour of the so-called year, and things are already popping off, man. Brothers are already pushing videos out to the max, man. It's a good sign, good sign. All right, and this is going to be the strangeness of salvation. All right, this is 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. So the dead meaning the ones that have, passed on in this doing this word. All right, they're going to be with Yahweh Shai when he returns. They're going to be in those spiritual bodies already in them chariots. Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain. All right, that's meaning about us, the ones that endure unto the end. All right, like Mark 13:13 says. All right, Matthew 24:13, I believe as well. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so if we're alive and we maintain and continue in this word, keep our integrity, keep our faith, let's see what's going to happen. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. What are the clouds talking about? The so-called UFOs, the chariots of the Lord. To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. All right, so we're going to meet Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai up there in the chariots, man. Yahweh Shai, our big brother's coming back to redeem us. Lord's will, this is the year. All right, we're just waiting on these main prophecies to pop off. World War III, the mark of the beast. All right, the riots, the race riots, all the pestilence, all these things that are going to come and utterly devastate this world. Okay, it's going to happen quickly, man. When the ball gets rolling, it's not going to be 2 years of World War III, okay, or 2 years of concentration camps and martial law. All right, once this thing gets going, it's going to go, man. The scriptures say in 1 hour that great city Babylon, it was brought to naught, it fell. Roughly paraphrasing the book of Revelation. But the point is, we're going to be caught up into the sky to meet the Lord in the air via them chariots. All right. Hey, with that, I don't want to recite as edifying and exhorting to brothers. All right, keep pushing because we almost out of here, man. Hey, you want to be found working when the Lord returns. All right, Shalom Akim.